everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Slade, the Buffyverse Revisited. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Jeremy.
I'm your other host, James.
And this week, James, we are going to be cutting the heart out of Season 7, Episode 10, Bring on the Night, bitch.
I don't want to nitpick, but last week you said we were going to be skinny dipping into this week's episode.
Right. That was for last week's adjective, but this is a new week, so new set of we'll call it flair.
I don't like it. At the end of last week's episode, you said we would be skinny dipping into next week's episode. Whatever the fuck this week's episode title is. and now
I don't care. I don't care what I said last week.
And now you are saying we are going to be ripping the heart out of. I don't like it. I don't like the inconsistency.
Look at me. Look at me. I am the flare maker now. James,
it's just a lack of continuity, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, I don't appreciate having to look at your face for like 4 hours a night, but I do. So why don't you eat all four corners of my asshole and tell me how they taste?
Wait, I have questions.
Okay.
Why is your asshole, which should presumably be round, hole-shaped, why does it have four corners?
Because that is the way I choose to describe it. And I don't appreciate you assuming what my asshole should look like.
Okay, well, I suppose that's fair.
I'm going to need you to hurt yourself.
How you doing, Jeremy?
Oh, just living that pimp life. And all I can really say is it's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to make the money for that rent.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, hopefully you make that rent money.
Hopefully. James, how the fuck are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Okay.
Can't complain. Wouldn't want to complain. Nothing to complain about.
Well, I can give you something to complain about if you really want to. Like I could change up the flair we use from episode to episode, and that'll really fuck your shit up.
Listen, I'm just saying you said one thing at the end of last week's episode, and then you said something different, and I don't appreciate the lack of continuity.
Well, now that I know that is something that absolutely grinds your gears, I'm going to do it every single week now.
And I am never going to bring it up again.
Yeah, you will. So you're fine and dandy. I'm fine and dandy. James, why don't we slide in unprotected into this week's edition of Chewing the Fat? Let's raw dog it.
Because I really don't have anything to talk about.
I asked you before we started recording, and you're like, oh, I don't know, we'll just wing it. Now we're live, and you become a complete bitch. You bitch out on me.
This is winging it.
Winging it is just being like, I don't know, I give up. I kill myself.
I didn't say I give up. I just said I don't have anything to talk about.
I'm sure in that luxurious lifestyle that you lead, that most people are unaware of who listen to our show, the type of lifestyle you lead,
Yeah.
I'm sure you could come up with something that we could talk about, James. Okay, I came up with last week's topic. You could come up with this week's topic.
Actually, no, I came up with
Damn
last
it!
week's topic.
Fuck!
when I decided we should have a little discussion about the behind-the-scenes pictures of Mr. Henry Cavill on the set of the new Highlander movie.
I have our topic for this week, James.
Sure.
Let's talk about my luxurious locks that I had back in 2008.
The world still turns.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I've been one of your hosts. Man, listen. I've had a lot, and I mean a lot, of podcast co-hosts for the various shows that I have done, and you are by far. Listen, if it was ranked on a list, right, whatever length that list is, you are at the fucking bottom, my friend. Okay.
I wasn't aware that you have had other podcasts.
Listen, I have been podcasting since 1984.
Before podcasts were a thing?
Yes, and I used to send them out on cassette tapes. Not to anyone specific. I would, after the shows were recorded, I would dub about, 20 cassette tapes, and I would just take them to various places around town and just leave them.
Huh. Okay.
And so that's how you were able to follow my shows, was by, oh my God, I found one of those tapes. And you would go home and listen to my show. You could only hope, if you wanted to follow along, that you would find another tape the next time I released an episode.
I have a question.
Sure.
You said you've been podcasting since 1984, correct?
Right. I was 6.
So I was gonna say, you started podcasting when you were 6?
Yes.
Oh,
Listen. I was an early bloomer. Okay. I wasn't okay. By the age of 6, I believe I was
definitely peaked already.
Yes. Oh, there's no question. So when I was 6, I believe, yes, I was in kindergarten because I was one of those late birthday kids that had to start like a year later than the other kids, and plus I was partially retarded. What was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So by kindergarten, I had already decided that school was just not for me. Mm-hmm. I felt, honestly, James, I felt like school was beneath me. Okay. By about the second, maybe third day of kindergarten, I was like, I know all I need to know. These fools ain't got nothing to be putting up in this brain that ain't already there, brah. So I was like, I needs to break out on my own. And
I've got to break free.
I want to break free. I want to break free from this bullshit. I don't like kindergarten. It's pretty
I want to break free. Academia's not for me.
There you go. Exactly. So yeah, I started my career early. Mm-hmm. At the ripe age of 6. Mm-hmm. And listen, that's how I gained, the worldwide success that I enjoy today.
Oh, that has enabled us to become the 111th most popular podcast in Uganda?
No, it's the 11th.
Oh, the 11th. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, bro.
The 11th most popular podcast in Uganda?
Yeah. Exactly. So
interesting.
That's been this week's edition of Chewing on the Fat. James, would you do me and our audience the service, or probably in this case the disservice, of, let's see, what version of cooking? Let's do some stir fry of some dates and deets for this week.
Sure. As previously stated, we will be ripping the heart out of
cutting
the heart out of Buffy the Vampire. Listen, you changed it from last week. I was all ready to fucking skinny dip into the episode, and then you fucking changed it, and now I'm all discombobulated, man.
No, you weren't, because you even said last week that you wouldn't be partaking in the skinny dipping.
That's true. I did say that.
Yes.
That's
And I was like,
accurate.
wow,
Yes.
you are a bitch. And you were like,
Right.
listen, I'm a card carrying bitch. And
No, I said that my naked body is meant for only one person.
that just seems, what is the word? There's a specific, gay!
Monogamy is not gay. Okay, monogamy is happiness.
What about people who don't like monogamy? Are you
Then they
saying
don't.
they're not? Are you saying they're not happy?
I'm saying they don't deserve to be happy.
Wow. Okay. This has been Judgment Talk with James.
As previously stated, we will be cutting the heart out of Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 7, episode 10, our 132nd episode of the series overall. Bring on the night. Our episode credited writers this week, Marty Noxon and Douglas Petrie, and our credited director, David Grossman. Our original air date was December 17th, 2002 on the now defunct UPN
What is
network.
what is Douglas Petrie's last name?
Petrie?
No, it's Pete. Well, no. Why would you say Petrie when you've always pronounced it Petrie?
Just to be an ass.
Because his real last name is Dish.
Yes. His middle name is Petrie. It's Douglas Petrie Dish. Yes.
Right, exactly. This is his professional name is Douglas Petrie.
Right.
But his God-given name is Douglas Petrie Dish.
Yes.
Hey, the third.
I just thought that was common knowledge. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, no, we need to share these tidbits with our audience. That's what makes us superior to them.
That's true. That's true. Superior to our audience, or superior to other Buffy podcasts?
No, superior to our audience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why they tune in to listen to us, not vice versa.
Instead of us tuning in to listen to them.
Right. We only tune in to listen to them when they happen to have like a baby monitor in their house that we're able to hack and then listen.
What?
And all we hear is like snoring and farting and occasional domestic violence disputes and whatnot.
Are you spying on our audience?
I mean, listen, I can neither confirm nor deny that. I will give you a report. I have a 1,000-page report. I will release that to you in full, although 98% of it may be redacted.
Okay.
So basically, listen, I'll make sure to not redact the things that, like, say there's people listed in there that I don't personally like, that I want to make look bad. I'll make sure that those names are not redacted.
Okay.
But listen, if it lists anything to do with me or my peeps, that'll have to be government secret.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Our Nielsen rating for this week's episode, where were we? 2.7, ranking it 88 out of the 131 primetime shows airing across.
Damn, the rating went down from last week. Yes. Holy shit.
Viewers, yeah. And
they lost like 100,000 viewers. Oh, it's because everyone had to go back to school.
Yeah. And number 6 out of the 10 primetime shows airing on UPN that week.
Number 1 to number 6 in 1 week.
The following week, you want to know what the Nielsen rating was?
Nah, I don't really care.
0.8.
No fucking way.
0.8.
They lost 2 million No, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
That's some type of... Well, what I'm saying is that's some type of mistake or... I mean, there's literally like nothing in that era. The worst show on television got better than a 0.8. So that's either an error or there's some story behind that.
It's because it was a repeat that aired
Oh,
on Christmas Eve.
oh, well, you're that. See. You are. Listen, you are probably the biggest dick I've ever known.
That's
Probably.
you are correct. I have the biggest dick of anybody you've ever known.
Directly in your mouth.
No, no,
Yep.
no. Oh,
Alternate dimension James is standing next to you right now, like rubbing the head of his cock on your lips.
that is that is so disturbing.
But you have to admit, it is possible.
I I suppose I don't know why alternate universe me would do that to this universe me.
Because maybe alternate universe you is A, a pervert, B, doesn't like this version of you, this universe version of you, and maybe I have paid him to do that.
Huh.
Alternate universe me has paid alternate universe you to do that.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
None of those things are impossible. You have to
none of
admit.
those things are impossible, but I highly doubt that alternate universe me would not like this universe me because
What if
I'm
alternate
pretty
universe you is dastardly and evil?
like so we're not talking just alternate universe, we're talking mirror universe.
No, not necessarily. You know, they talk about, alternate universes can have very tiny differences or they can have
Right.
like macro
But
differences.
I was trying to relate it to Star Trek
Star
for your
Trek,
benefit to your
I know,
benefit,
but they
Jeremy,
kind of
because I know
ruined.
you're a Star Trek fan.
I know, but listen. Next week we're going to have Chewing the Fat's going to be about how much new Trek absolutely pisses me off.
No, I don't want to chew
Oh
the
yeah.
fat.
Oh no, I'm dead ass
I
serious.
don't want to chew the fat about that.
Why not? You don't like Star Trek?
I do like Star Trek. I don't like when you complain. It hurts me.
Why? Wow, that's literally my main thing.
It hurts me that you're so upset about everything, and I just want you to be happy.
Listen, I'm 40. I'm working on 48 years old. I've never been happy in my life, James. And at this juncture, okay, I'll admit there is one thing that could happen that would allow me to live the rest of my days happily.
Hmm.
Your death. No, no. You're like, uh huh. No. To hit the lottery, not like $1 million or something. Because what the fuck? What's that changing? That's nothing. Like one of those huge like Powerball jackpots.
Sure,
And
sure.
listen, fuck the people out there that say, listen, money doesn't bring happiness. You're doing money wrong.
Yeah, you're doing
Money
money wrong.
absolutely will bring me happiness. And it will. In fact, there's not a single issue that I have in my life that couldn't be solved by money.
Sure.
So, there you go. Other than that, I'm a miserable motherfucker, James, and I would think you would know that 30 years on. Have I ever not been a miserable motherfucker since you've known me?
No, 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 no.
Then then whose fault is it here?
Our regular cast, as always, includes Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy, Nicholas Brenton as Xander, Emma Caulfield as Anya, Michelle Trachtenberg as Dawn, James Marsters as Spike, and Allison Hannigan as Willow. Our guest stars this week include Tom Link as Andrew, Ariel Lemon as Kennedy, Clara Bryant as Molly, Courtney Draper as Annabelle, Juliet Landau as Drusilla, D.B. Woodside as Principal Wood, Chris Wiley as Roger, and our special guest stars this week include Anthony Stewart Head as Giles and Christine Sutherland as Mama Joyce LeHeur Summers.
Ash, 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 ash.
Ash, ash, ash. My synopsis this week reads: Buffy and the gang search for a way to annihilate the Uber Vamp. Giles arrives in Sunnydale with 3 would-be slayers in tow, and the first continues to torture Spike.
Okay, not as bad as it normally is. Mine's pretty long this week.
Really?
I feel like this is one of the longer ones that I've ever had. Mine reads: Giles returns to Sunnydale with 3 potential slayers, whom Buffy must protect from the first. Meanwhile, a ferocious uber vampire is released from the Hellmouth, and Buffy must kill it before it kills one of the potentials. Gonna have to say, is that the kid? Yeah, I feel like that's all kinds of wrong. Um, I feel like everything in mine it's like there, but like it hits the target, but way outside of the bullseye. You know, so
Okay.
just saying.
Okay.
You may continue.
Thank you. So we open. And the Scoobies are recouping after the attack from the Bringers and the sudden kidnapping of Spike, who we see is being tortured by the first as it rotates through the manifestations of himself, Spike, Buffy, and Drusilla. Spike, however, refuses to let the first defeat him, telling the first that Buffy believes in him and she'll come for him. And that's our cold open.
It is, and God help me, it's an episode of fucking Drusilla, which all James, but our longtime listeners may also recall just how much I hate Drusilla. So, yeah.
Here's something I want to get away. I want to get out of the way early on. Through the rest of the season, we will see the first continue to manifest itself as Buffy and Spike and Drusilla, and it keeps rotating. It particularly annoys me that it keeps manifesting itself as Spike and Buffy, because there's so many other characters that we could have rotated through, and yet they choose to keep focusing on the same, like, 2 and 3.
Well, the answer is obvious as to why that is. I mean, well, James Marsters and SMG are already on set and paid.
Right. I understand that. It just irritates me.
I get it, but I'm sure they would have loved to have, the writers at least, I'm sure would have loved to have said, hey, do we have carte blanche to pull anybody we want in that's fits the criteria for presenting itself, the first being it. Right. I'm sure they would have loved that, but you know, the studio's like, listen, use what we got here. You can use Juliet Landau. She's always around for some reason.
She literally just hangs around outside the set.
Yeah, she never leaves the or is it Paramount? No, not Paramount. Where did they shoot at? I can't remember.
It would have been Fox.
Was it Fox? The Fox Studios?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, she literally has never left the grounds of this studio. She lives behind that dumpster back there. Like, not in the dumpster. She lives behind it.
Behind it.
We've tried to tell her, Juliet, we pay you fairly decent money. Like, you should be able to at least afford a hotel room. And she's like, no, bad daddy, I want... And then they just walk away because they can't fucking deal with it.
I like how your interpretation of Juliet Landau is that she's exactly like Drusilla.
That's my worst. Not, I shouldn't, that's not correct to say it that way, but that would be my living hell, to like know her in real life, and she actually is that way. You know.
And I think part of the reason it bothers me so much is there's so many great like Evil Dead characters that they could rotate through, but they also did it in the season premiere.
Yeah. You you know where they really missed the boat?
David Boreanaz as Angel.
Well, they couldn't because of contractual differences between the
Right.
networks. Because I guarantee, had they still been on the same network, that would have happened.
Oh yeah.
Um, at least with Spike to just fucking terror, just absolutely shit in Spike's mouth nonstop. It would have been David Boreanaz.
Yeah.
No, Pedro Pascal.
They should have been.
Think about it.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
could go back. They could be like, look, we had motherfucking Pedro balls deep in our storyline way before he was fucking around with some little green Grogu.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Swing and a miss.
And a miss.
Wait, what about? Oh no, she's not dead, or is she? No, she's not dead. Amy. Amy's not dead, right?
No, Amy's not dead.
Okay. Will she die soon?
No, I think we see her in one episode this season, but she doesn't die.
Yeah, I think she flees Sunnydale, doesn't she?
I think something like I don't remember exactly.
Let's just pretend, James, amongst ourselves, that as Amy is fleeing Sunnydale and fleeing the first evil, she gets outside. She makes it out. She's out of Sunnydale, and then she's involved in a tragic car accident.
Oh,
in which she's actually trapped inside the wreckage and alive, but it catches fire and she slowly burns to death.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, you okay with that?
Yeah. Another good manifestation. Fucking Kendra.
Yeah. Well, I think at that point, what was it that she moved on to? Because you said, oh, she ended up going on to be like in 6 seasons of something, and I feel like it was like a Canadian or maybe a UK show.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember now. This far removed.
Well, anyway, I feel like she'd probably like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And most people, I'm sure, was just like, it would be such a hell to like, scheduling conflicts and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the real world reasons why. It's just one of those nitpicky things that,
Well, quit nitpicking. That's not what we do on this show.
That's our whole fucking thing, dude.
Oh yeah. My bad. So anyway, back at Buffy's house, Dawn is. I'm going to say Dawn's a sadist. I believe that Dawn is going to grow up to be a dominatrix.
She wants to hurt Andrew so bad.
Yeah, like she goes up there and gives him like her full. Oh, by the way, because Andrew is now downstairs in the dining room, still tied up to the chair, but just completely unconscious from this tiny little bite. Like Spike's teeth just barely broke the skin on his neck, but he's fucking out, and he's not faking it. Like he is fucking in a deep coma.
Yes.
Because listen, Andrew's a bitch, and Dawn punches the ever loving fuck out of him, and nothing. Like he would have squealed like a church girl normally.
Yes.
And then she rears back to hit him again, and gets stopped, or I think it's Buffy that stops her, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, what is this all of a sudden? Normally you're the little scream bloody murder at everything that happens and overact every scene, and now all of a sudden you're a sadist? And Dawn's like, listen, the writers don't have much for me, okay? Can I just have this? Can I just have this, Sarah Michelle? Hey, I wonder if you know Sarah Michelle Gellar in real life. I wonder if she lets you just call her Sarah, or if you have to call her pretentiously Sarah Michelle.
I don't know. It's a good question. You
I
know,
would be annoyed.
I've never seen an interview with her. Like
There's probably
I know they exist. I've just never watched them.
they do. I watched one.
So what do the what do the interviewers call her? Because presumably they would
Your
be told.
Highness,
Oh, okay.
your Buffiness.
Your buffiness. Oh, all right.
Yeah. No, honestly I can't remember. Wow, I can't remember. Now I watched one with her that was filmed probably like a year or so ago, like right around the time that I think that they just finished the pilot for the new reboot.
Okay.
Um, and she like couldn't say like anything at that time, like nothing, just yes, it exists,
Yeah.
and that's all. Thanks, and then she left and just burst into smoke and just disappeared.
Wow.
Weird. What was I doing? Yes, Dawn's being a dominatrix. Good Lord, I've completely lost my place. Okay, there we go. There we go. So, they end up. Did I? What the fuck? Oh, these notes are very sparse. Like, are you following along? That like, wow, that
Yeah.
jumps. Now, so I'm gonna have to remember some shit by memory. Um, they do several things to him and stuff, and they throw water on him at one point. That doesn't work. And then Anya's like, "Hey, let's throw hot water on him." And Dawn's like, "Hell yeah!"
No, no, it's Dawn that's like, maybe we should try hot water, and
Oh,
Anya's
okay.
like, yeah, which is just furthers like this. So like, when did Dawn become such a sadist?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And they're like gonna go, and I'm like, dude, these fucking, because these two together have the mental capacity of a potato. So they are probably going to go and like fill up the coffee maker with boiling hot water
Yes,
and fucking throw on this guy, which
right.
would kill him
Yeah,
because it's Andrew.
Dawn doesn't mean like let's just turn the tap on hot and let it run for a few minutes.
Yeah,
She's like, let's go boil. Let's pretend we're making ramen.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
yeah,
boil some water and
and then
throw it on
throw
this
that
person.
onto his opened eyes,
Yes, yes.
and that I think that's when. I
That's
think
when
that's the time Buffy steps in and
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
why don't we just let him wake up naturally? And if I were there, I'd be like, listen, Buff, I'm not real sure he's ever going to wake up again.
He may
Like,
never wake up again.
he almost got 2 puncture wounds. And in Andrew's world, that's just this side of death.
In
It's
fairness,
very hit or miss at this time.
in fairness, he also did get pulled through a wall.
A wall made of fucking paper. I mean, isn't it also funny that this is going back to last week, but where he was standing and where Spike busted through and grabbed him and pulled him through? Wasn't it funny how there were
Not
no
a s-
wall studs?
Not a single stud, not
Nah.
electrical, nothing. Nothing.
Nope, just a huge. And by the way, studs are 16 inches apart. Just FYI. This was a good 3-foot hole, and I'm like, okay, that wall was just kind of hanging there. Not sure what it was nailed into. So anyway, they end up, God, man, they end up playing a game of Yahtzee to wait for Andrew to wake up, and then he's like, "Huh? What? I'm back." And they're like, "Hey, little guy, take us to the seal of Dancelthar." And he's like, "KK." And that's where they head off to Sunnydale High, and he's leading them to this seal, and he basically takes them straight there. He's got a little bit of, he's like, I think it's this way. And they're like, it fucking better be, or somebody's getting fucked up again. And they get there. So in my mind, as they were heading there, I was thinking, why do they need to go here? Like, what's the plan? Like, why do they need to go here? So we soon find out, because once they find it, they all have shovels. Or did they grab the shovels? I don't know. They have shovels.
The shovels were there.
Okay, the shovels were there. And Buffy's like, we can't just leave this just willy-nilly out there. Let's rebury it. And I'm like, is that do we need to do that? Like, the evil people already know where it is. So, and it's only 3 inches deep in the dirt. So at best, we're going to cause them like 20 minutes worth of work to undig. Like, it's not like
undig it.
Yeah, it's not like she's like, oh, if we rebury it, it'll be gone forever. So for some reason, they spend the 20 minutes to rebury it. Well, they also see blood in it, all around in the crevices and whatnot. And she's like, I so hope that Spike's blood, that motherfucker. But yeah, I don't know. This scene is just weird to me. I don't see the point of this scene at all. But they rebury Satan's asshole, and they're heading out, and who do they run into but Principal Major Wood? And he is covered. Okay, he's still in his principal attire, uniform.
It's called a suit. He's wearing.
Okay, my bad. I've never worn one of those. He's in one. But he is covered like he has been swimming in dirt. Like, he's not just a little dirty or a little dusty. Like, you would think that when he unceremoniously threw Jonathan's carcass into the ground, that he dove in with him and then just started rolling around. Like, I mean, he was fucking filthy. And he's just returning for some reason, to the school with this shovel. Like, why didn't he just toss the shovel in his car and head home? Like, why was he like, listen, I must return school property to its proper location. This shovel, So, and then they all have their shovels, so they all commence to lying to one another. And as they're parting ways, this I liked. Principal Wood's like, hey, Buffy, by the way, you remember the whole job thing? Could you start doing that again? I really could use you. He's like, I have a list a mile long of kids that are wanting to see you. And I'm like, does he? Like, does he? Like, how many kids when you were in school, like, were requesting to go see the guidance counselor? I can think of like 3.
I have no idea.
And they were all nerds.
I mean, I spent my lunch hour in my guidance counselor's office every day, so.
Why? I was going to say, like, are you fucking what? So, what was I saying? Yeah, so, but I do like that they at least threw this little line in there to acknowledge the fact that, oh yeah, she's got a fucking job. We just keep forgetting to do anything with it.
Well, this is the problem with giving
exactly.
With giving Buffy a job, like,
exactly. That should have never been a part of this. Like, they should have planned ahead back in season 4. Season 4 when Mama died? Or 5?
No, season
5. 5. Okay, 5. So when LeHure kicked the bucket, it was a very easy fix. They could have said, Mama had $1 million life insurance policy. It'll pay off the house. And you guys you're not going to be rich, but you've got enough money to you know, to live on. Giles takes some of it and invests it for her and
Right.
gets her a
Yeah, I was
little
just gonna say
portfolio. It's very
right.
simple thing
Yeah.
to where she wouldn't have had to have a job, because I don't know why they ever insisted on her having a job, because it's never worked. It's never worked. It's always just they only show her with a job like when they don't have anything else to do in the episode. Like the
Right.
rest of the time they just completely ignore the job. And it's like, how the fuck is she working and doing all this and this? Fuck off, you know? Let's just not have her have a job. It's pretty fucking simple. God, smack. And then uh so we get back to the Sumer's house, and Willow is going to explain this to me, James. They decide, hey, Willow, do a locator spell on the first evil. It
Yeah.
should totally 100% work. Like, I know it's the most powerful first evil of the universe, but I'm sure your $2 locator spell that we've used a million times on this show will work perfectly. And so Willow's like, I'm in total agreement. So she goes to do it, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. Anya gets thrown 473 feet through the air into another building, out that building, into another building, out the back of that building. It just goes for a while. Um, Willow's eyes black out, and she starts talking as the first evil. She's like, I will, I don't know, shit on everyone's plate tonight, and you will, I'm really bad and evil. And I think it's Xander. Yeah, Xander grabs the little chalice that she does the spell and slams it against the wall and breaks it, and then Willow has a complete fucking meltdown. And she's like, Buffy, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's going to make me hurt people. Don't make me hurt people. Ah, the one thing I'm good for, magic, I literally can't do it. Ah. And Buffy's like, okay, Willow. Okay, 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 okay. And she's like, fine, okay, yeah, you're off the hook. Go do nothing for us, then. Thank you. Suddenly, they open the front door because I think they're waiting for a pizza to be delivered. And who stands there but Giles? And he is accompanied by three, um, how do you describe them? Women? Females?
Girls?
He's got three girls with him, and he's
Child
like,
bearers?
wow, wow. I wasn't even going to go there. I was just gonna go with whore, but wow.
What? Jesus.
We're going to hell. We're going to hell. We're going to hell. Um, so he introduces them. One's named Kennedy, lesbian. One's named Molly, and one's name is Annabelle. Kennedy appears to be American. Or wait, is it Molly? Now I forget. One of them appears to be English, and one of them appears to be, I'm assuming, Martian.
Yeah, Martian.
Martian.
She's
Okay.
green. She's green. So.
Right, right. That's why
Yeah.
I figured she was Marvin's, some type of relation to Marvin.
Yeah. Yeah.
He explains that these are three potential slayers. I'd love to know how the fuck. Well, I guess that is the Watcher's job. The Watcher's organization's job was to always to identify potential slayers and yada yada. But these are three potential slayers who, of course, at this time are not slayers. They are potential slayers in case Buffy or um, Faith were to be viciously murdered, then two of these fine, upstanding ladies
No,
would be.
no, no. It has to be Faith. The Slayer line goes through Faith now. So if Buffy dies, one of these bitches doesn't get called.
Who says that?
That's how it works.
But is that verified in canon?
Yes.
Okay, you pull that up.
What do you mean? Buffy died and Kendra was called. Kendra died and Faith was called. So the Slayer line runs through Faith.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I think you're wrong.
No.
Yeah, I'm. In fact,
No.
I'm positive that you're wrong.
I am not wrong.
Look it up.
You look it up. You have to prove it to me. That's my stance I'm taking right now.
Nope,
You
nope,
prove it to me.
nope. You prove it to me.
Canonically, that is how it works. Buffy died in season 1. Kendra gets called in season 2. Kendra
Okay.
dies, and that activates Faith. The
Okay.
Slayer line runs through Faith. Faith has to die now before
Then why
there's
is
another Slayer.
then why is Buffy still a Slayer?
I have no idea.
See, you can't answer that, so you don't know shit.
Oh my. Why? Where's the Slayer that was called when Buffy died at the end of season 5? Then
She got hit by a car on the way to Sunnydale.
where's the Slayer that got called after she got hit by a car?
Tragic train accident.
Where's the Slayer that got called when that one got hit by a train?
Plane crash.
Where's the Slayer that got called when that one died in a plane crash?
Skiing accident.
Where's the Slayer that got called when she died in a skiing accident?
Suicide.
Where's the Slayer that got called when she committed suicide?
Murdered.
Where's the Slayer that got called when she got murdered?
She just didn't answer the call.
No.
She declined the call.
She was like, "No thanks."
Yeah, she was like, "Listen,
No.
I don't even know this number."
Right. This is something that irritates me about this entire season, because people keep saying one of us will be the Slayer if Buffy does. No, you won't. Faith is the active Slayer. It has to be Faith.
I don't think that you're right though, dude, because Buffy is still a Slayer.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just saying. I don't know what to tell you. You're the one that's all huffy puffy that they don't do what you want them to do canonically. Because I'm just telling you, they say that in the show. That's written by the writers and approved by Joss Whedon. So that's what I have to operate on.
Okay. Well, then in that case, Spike went to Africa to get his soul 100%.
Yes.
Like you.
I'm just saying, like, don't get mad at me because, I mean, that's according to them. She's still a Slayer. I don't get it either. I don't, but I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying, and all I'm saying, yes, she is still a Slayer. But what I am saying is that the active Slayer line, the procession of Slayers, the next Slayer isn't going to get called if Buffy dies.
Okay.
It won't happen unless Faith dies.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Are you happy?
Most of the time, but not particularly right now.
I didn't do shit. I did not
It's
write
you.
this. I didn't write it.
It's not you. All I'm saying is this is something that frustrates me throughout this season because
Oh, there's a lot of things that frustrate me throughout this season, but
they keep, oh, if Buffy dies, one of us is the Slayer. No, I'm sorry. That's not how it works.
Wait a minute. Now, when Willow does her spell, wait a minute. Wait. Fuck, it's been too long. I'm gonna have to wait till I watch the episodes. There's something when she activates all the. Oh wait. Never mind. Anyway,
I'm just saying, I'm not getting mad at you by any stretch of the imagination.
Because I was like, hey, I didn't fucking write this.
No, I'm just saying that they're contradicting. They're
They
contradicting.
But that's what they do on this show.
Established continuity.
They are. I agree with you, but they do that often on this show. Like literally every season, there's at least one. There's at least like one major contradiction, like about every season, and you're like, wait,
right.
So I don't have an answer other than we never find out because that never happens. Buffy doesn't get killed, so
right.
We don't. You know, I guess maybe if they had finally killed her off and left her dead, we would then maybe find it. No, because Willow had her. Okay, I don't fucking know. I don't think any of it matters anymore once Willow does that spell.
Right. By the end of the season, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right, but does that carry on forever? That's one thing I've never been sure about. Like, if.
See, these
do
are some of the.
Do you know what I'm asking?
I know what you're asking, and these are some of the questions that are going to have to be addressed in the sequel series.
Yeah, you would think. One would think.
Right.
But don't fucking get your hopes up, because you know how that shit goes.
Anyway.
Where the hell? Okay, so you meet the girls. He explains that these are 3 potential slayers. With each one has the possibility of being called, and that there are a lot more out there. A lot have also already been killed by the first harbingers, as we have been seeing throughout this season. These girls viciously attacked and murdered for no reason.
Right.
It's like kind of a reason. They're a potential slayer, so. It's not like just random killing.
It might not be a good reason, but it's a reason.
Yep. So he explains that the first's plan, well, part of his plan, obviously, or its plan, is to eliminate all potential slayers. That way it's down to just Buffy and Fathier. And then destroy those 2, which would thus end the Slayer line. Well, let's pause here for a minute, James.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a little more aggravated. Because this is something that aggravates me. Why would that end the Slayer line? Okay, now hear me out. There were no Slayers until the Ancient Watchers, whatever the fuck they were called,
right,
to create the first Slayer, and thus the line thereof, right?
Right.
So let's say the first eliminates all the potentials, and which you would think would almost be impossible. It would take decades, you would think, but let's say that it pulls it off. And then it pulls off killing Buffy and Faith. Why would that? So? Like so?
Well,
we just do the spell again and restart.
Well, who's gonna do the spell?
Willow.
Okay, but at this point they don't. I see what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, I get what you're saying, but also we don't. Presumably, especially now with the Watchers Council having been blown up, presumably there's no records of how the first Slayer was imbued with the powers of a demon. So,
okay.
And then in theory, if you if you kill all the living potential slayers on Earth right now, and then you kill Buffy and Faith, then that power has nowhere to go.
Right. No, I get that, but I'm saying the power didn't exist initially until the Ancient Washers, and she did the whole Sweat Lodge walks into her past to meet the first Slayer and blah blah blah. Like, it doesn't seem to me like it's out of the realm of possibility in the Buffyverse that the spell could be redone, start the line again. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It seems like a lot of trouble to go to for the first, for something that's not like they could never do this again, ha ha ha, and like, you know, I really got them this time, and I don't know. And it also seems to me like if you're the first evil, so you're like evil's evil underwear. You're like evil's evil. Then, like, is this even something you need to fucking worry about? Like, you are literal evil. Right. And you should be powerful to a ridiculous level. I don't know. The whole potentials plot line of this season, like, I don't mind the first being the big bad and all that. But the potentials thing, and then what happens later on in the season, just seems like a really convoluted way of, like, you know, destroying the world. Like Glory, she was just like, listen, I'm just going to open up a goddamn rift between here and my hell dimension and make this all fucking my hell dimension. Real simple, clear cut, easy peasy. You know, that's what I'm going to do. But the first is like, I am really going to complicate this. And it's just, it seems like, dude, do you have, like, I don't know, a couple million of these Harbinger dudes that you can send all around the entire world? If you miss one girl who's living in a grass hut in the Philippines, like, your plan fails. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And also consider this, like, it's a little bit of a stretch, but we're talking, like, are they out there straight up murdering babies?
Yeah, because what if a girl had just been born right then, just right now, and was a part of the potential? You're just like, listen, I mean, of course they would, because they're evil, but it's like,
and then who's to say, to the point of, like, who's to say that, okay, like, the plan succeeds, they murder every potential Slayer that's currently alive, they murder Buffy, they murder Faith. Who's to say that, let's say, you know, 6 months from now, a little girl is born and she was part of the potential Slayer line? Like, does that mean that the power will go to her? You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. Because I would also submit on that very topic. How does he know that by simply eliminating all the potentials and Buffy and Faith, that the power would just vanish? How does he not know the power would not just go dormant and restart itself naturally? Right. So it seems like a very convoluted, but also very unsure fucking plan. Like, you know, like, why don't we just say, hey, you know what? Fuck all that. I'm just going to open hell's asshole and dump everything in here at once. And listen, I think I've got like an 80% chance of winning in that situation. You know?
Yeah, like, there's a lot of...
Like, it seems like doing all of the potentials killing and spending time trying to kill Buffy and Faith, like, you're wasting time, bro. Open up Satan's bunghole and just start fucking mass diarrheaing all of Satan's worst shit onto this plane, and you've probably got a 80-85% chance of you're going to come out on top. Dragons and fucking all hell breaks loose. Yeah, you're probably going to win.
Right. Because there's a lot of like what ifs and all of that with this current plan.
He's even fucked his own plan up, and even says it like, "No, it's not your fault, Andrew. I fucked up. I fucked up.
Right.
But and it's like, what? What are you dumb? Are we dealing with a dum dum first evil? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Anyway, we're an hour and a minute in, so let me speed up a tad. Oh fuck! You got to be kidding me. Hang on. Let me get back. So blah blah blah, yada yada, potential slayers, whatnot, and so forth. Giles also explains that the Watcher Council is no more, that they are all dead, they are all on their own. All of these millennia worth of Watchers records and all is basically everything's gone except for the stack of stuff that he snatched. That's all about the first. That's all that was saved. He also explains that that the first takes the form of people who have been dead. But he cannot assume corporeal form. So I'm like, then fuck this motherfucker. He can't even do anything. Like, what are we fucking freaking out about? Listen, why don't we flip the script and just go find every motherfucker we can find with cutout eyes and kill him? Then who the fuck is he going to get to do anything for him? Because he can't fucking touch anything. But anyway. Giles is like, you are literally the only hope left on the planet, Buffy. And Xander's like, no pressure. And so they're making sleeping arrangements later on, and Kennedy clearly wants to sleep inside of Willow. And Willow's like, oh, but I'm so recently hurt. And Kennedy's like, yeah, but I'm a whole new character. And Willow's like, true. Buffy and Giles go to the Christmas tree lot because indeed this is when we discover it is December in Sunnydale. And they are quite bundled up for the fact that they're in Southern California. I realize it's December, but I'm thinking it's probably about 75. So, and it happens to be the same lot where she first encountered the Bringers. And they're looking for they call it a cave. It's not a goddamn cave. It's a fucking, like a submerged fucking Haley's fucking comet hole or something. She's like, oh, we got to find it. And then all of a sudden she just falls through the ground and, hey, I found it. And, Giles is like, Buffy, are you okay, lass? And Buffy's like, no, okay. I broke my hip, and I've dislocated my left breast. And he's like, well, I don't know what to do for you. I'll drop you a gun down there with one bullet. You know what to do. No. So she gets up and she's like, stay. She says, stay up there, Giles. I'm gonna check it out down here. And he's like, okay. I definitely was. I was never gonna come down there because that's like a 30 fucking foot drop. I would be dead. What did she expect? He was just getting ready to be like, raw, and like underworld jump down into the hole. She pretty quickly runs into the Uber vamp. And they have some fisticuffs.
And he beats the fucking brakes off of her.
Well, not so much in this scene. She does in fact stake him fairly quickly, but it does nothing. He just pulls it out, and then he's just like, and tosses it aside. And she's like, I think it's time to go.
She's like, that's new.
Yeah, well, that's new. At least, next time I'm just going to cut its goddamn head off. That's what I would do. I would not leave without a sword from then on out. So she quickly starts climbing out of this motherfucking hole, but it snatches a hold of her ankle, but she's able to wiggle free and get up out, and it comes up after her, but the sun is just starting to rise, and it's like, and it jumps back down into the hole. I think if it's an uber vamp, a sun shouldn't fucking affect it. It can't be staked, so why not give it that power too? So Giles is like, damn, bitch, you got fucked up. And she's like, yeah, I know. And so he helps her limp home, only to find the three potentials in the kitchen making brekkie. They discuss the uber vamp. He explains that it's called a Turok Han. And they are vampires, but they're like a separate race of vampires. They're like pure vampires, basically.
Yeah.
That they're superior in every way. And, the vampires that they're used to are actually scared of these guys. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but they do not look fucking scary. I'm just saying. I think regular vampires with their fucking Klingon foreheads are scarier than this dude.
Well, Klingons are scary.
They are. They are. Except in New Trek, because they're fucking pacifists. Don't get me started. So, Buffy finally returns to work, and she's on her work computer and decides to get on the Google box and type in evil. And she also types in school shootings for some reason, so that raises a lot of flags. No,
as soon as she types in school shootings, Principal Wood is out there, and he's like, we need to have a talk, Buffy.
No, he literally pops up from under her desk, and he's like, hey, what are you typing on that screen? What is it? What is it? School shootings? Whoa.
Whoa.
In a Columbine was not that long ago.
Right.
No, he's actually standing behind her and reading her, and I'm like, whoa, privacy? Because he's like evil, blah, blah.
Nope. If she's on a work computer, she has no expectation to a right of privacy.
Oh, fuck you, lawyer boy. I'm not even saying it's a legal thing. I'm just saying, don't be a dick. Like, don't fucking stand behind me and read every word I type, you fuckface. But because she types like evil, manifestations of evil, blah, 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 something. And then he reads that back to her, and then she adds, in movies.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, gotcha. So they have a little back and forth, and apparently his favorite genre, he doesn't like horror movies and scary movies. His favorite genre, she's like, well, what's yours? Because he's kind of leaving at that point. He's like, mine? Gay porn. and she's like, I think, the earring.
That tracks.
I got it. The really nice, neat paper or pencil thin goatee. Yeah, it all puts together.
Yeah.
And he's not kidding. He means gay porn. He leaves, and we cut to the cave where Spike is being fucking just basically housed by the Uber vamp.
Yeah.
So the first has called the Uber vamp from Satan's asshole to basically be his Luca Brasi, for like his muscle.
Yeah.
Here, beat this guy up, and I'm like, Really? Don't we feel like maybe there might be some better things the Uber Vamp could do for us right now? No, let's beat up on Spike. And so it is. And I'm not playing this Drusilla game. So I'm just going to say she's doing her weird Drusilla bullshit. Even though it's not really Drusilla. I'm like, can't you just, okay, you took the form of Drusilla. Okay, but can we just be Juliet Landau? Can we just be normal? Like, why do we still have to be weird and ate up in the head? And even Spike is like, you're not fucking Drusilla because she actually was crazy. You're just weird. And you need a friend, First Evil. That's what you need is a friend.
You just need a friend. Let's be
He
friends.
always calls it First Evil, too.
Yeah.
Like, he calls it by its full name all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, stop having the Uber vampire hit me, First Evil.
Right. No, he calls it the First Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's like, you just need a friend of the First Evil. Let's be friends.
yeah, is this the scene where it's also no? That might be the next torture. No, it might be this one. I don't care. I'm just going to talk about it now anyway. During the torturing process of Spike, the Uber vampire is holding his head underwater, and I'm like, well, okay, that won't do anything. He's a vampire. Vampires don't breathe.
Right. And yet Spike still coughs water out
and
of his
yet
lungs.
and yet Spike is still struggling for his life and then coughing up water. And I'm like, I specifically remember the episode where Angel's like, yeah, no breath because I don't breathe.
Right.
So again with the lack of continuity and stupidity. So, so later that evening, the gang is now preparing. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I skipped ahead a little too far. The first is trying to get him to, for whatever reason, all he has to do is join it, her, them, whatever. And he's like, go fuck yourself, you fucking cunt.
Go fuck yourself, cunt. You get?
And she's like, no, I won't. I will not do that. She's like, Uber Vamp, continue beating. And so Buffy's now looking over her wounds from the previous beating. And Mama Joyce pays her a visit. And she's like, hello, Buffy. And she's like, whoa, are you English now? And she's like, bloody right.
And she's like, bloody right, you can be anything you want in the afterlife. I've chosen to be British.
Yeah. Pip, you fucking cunt.
Pip, you get?
So she's like, evil, she's like, evil's everywhere. It's always around us. It's in all of us. You can't get away from it. And Buffy's like, oh, so I guess I should just give up and just let the world end, right, Mom? Okay, thanks. And then she flicks her off like a booger. She wakes up and finds out she's just still at work. And she's in the middle of a meeting with a student. She's fallen asleep in the middle of a meeting with a student. Doesn't know his name. Has no idea what he's talking about. This kid is leaving to kill himself. Like, you can tell by the way he's acting like this was like his last resort, like his last hope for someone to reach out to, and she fucking blew it. So he's like, fuck it. I'm going home to eat bullets. I am done with this bullshit. So now we get to they're back at home and they are,
and Principal Wood is like creepily watching her from his office.
Yeah, he's like just standing there like, and he's holding up this little sign that just says no expectation of privacy. And it's just like, yeah, but I get it, dude, but that's fucking creepy, okay? Like, you have blinds on your door. Can you just close them, please? So now we're at home later in the evening, and they are preparing for. They just assume that they're inevitably going to be attacked. So they're boarding up, and they're weaponing up, and Buffy's like, just stay close, I'll protect you. And they're like, will you though? Because didn't you just get fucking wrecked by the whatchamacallit? Um, and the one girl's all like, you just need to trust the Slayer. The Slayer will protect us, and she's the bee's knees, and just do what she says. Don't be a cunt. Don't be a right cunt. And then Kennedy's like, could we like maybe have a weapon or something? And everybody's all like, ooh, boy, I just don't know. I feel like if you had a weapon, you would be a little less easy to kill. So I'm like, yes, give them a fucking machine gun, whatever you got, give them something. Because Kennedy even says like, listen, I know we're not slayers and shit, but it'd be nice if we could protect ourselves just in case. And then
and presumably, like, since they were all under the care and tutelage of their watchers,
yeah, they should know how to do some stuff.
Right? They should have. I would think they've had some training. I mean, look at Kendra was fully ready to be a slayer by the time she was called.
Well, yeah, like by day 2 of being a slayer, she was fucking roundhouse kicking and fucking. She was like fucking crouching tiger, hidden fucking. What was that called? Crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Like right out the gate,
Right, because much like these young ladies, she had her watcher had found her and early
had
and
trained her
since
she was 6 months old.
I mean, yeah, since childhood.
He was pushing her out of like tree houses and shit, and
right.
But anyway, so they finally agree to give the potentials some weapons, and then Andrew's trying to get them to untie him. Which, you know what? Frankly, I don't untie the fucking poor bastard. Like, if you guys do get gang banged by because I guess they're assuming it's going to be the eyeless fuckers, it's going to be the Uber vamp, like they're all coming in. And I'm like, listen, chances are you're all about to die. So cut him fucking loose. Like, he's probably going to get killed anyway. Like, who cares? But they don't. They leave him tied up like fucking bait. And then they're kind of watching for the sun to set. She walks in and she's like, ask Giles, she's like, what's up? And he's like, oh, the sun should be setting any moment. And then Molly runs in to inform them that Annabelle has fucking pieced out. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the girl who's been so confident all along, and being like, listen to the Slayer, do what the Slayer says. No, we cut to her, and that bitch is picking them up and putting them down, man. She is fucking, and it's like, where are you even going? Because you clearly have never been to Sunnydale. She's just picked a direction and just fucking started hoofing. Because at some point, we just see that she's just in this like industrial park area, and it's like, I think the bus station's the other way. But what does she run into? What are the chances she runs directly into the Uber vamp? Just right into him. Like, the odds of that are fucking astronomical. But
apparently
it happens.
1 in 1.
Apparently, yeah. And he immediately kills her. And then Buffy shows up and finds her dead. And she's like, well, listen, I mean, one less, a little bit more room in the house. I'm just saying. So the Uber vamp dives on her, and they start fighting all through this industrial place. And he pretty much has the upper hand most of the fight. At one point, she sees a big-ass stack of steel pipes hanging above, which, why? Why would that be? That is such an OSHA violation. So she just kicks this little lever, because that's apparently all it takes, and this thing fucking drops. It's got to be 10,000 pounds. Drops on him, and she's like, yeah, bitch. She gets up and she's like moonwalking away, but it gets up, and she's like, "Oh, okay, that's new also." So she turns around and starts hoofing it, and then we cut back to Drusilla, or fake Drusilla, whatever, Drew Stupid, and she's getting angry at Spike because he continues to like refuse. He's all fucked up, by the way, fucking big old, fucking swollen shut eye, and just bruises and ass whippery all over his face. Um, uh, but yeah, he's still just not going to. And she's like, "Why? Why won't you do what I want?" And he's like, "Because Buffy has faith. She believes in me." And then the first evil's like, "Oh, that is so gay." He's like, I know. But up. So we cut back and we see, for a good solid 5 minutes, the Uber Vamp absolutely beats the brakes off of Buffy. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen her get beat up. I mean, we've seen her get beat up, but she gets fucking housed by this thing.
I think the only other time we've seen her get the brakes beat off of her this bad is her very first fight with Glory.
Glory, that's right. Yep. So she, needless to say, gets fucked up. And I'm forgetting, and it's not in these notes here. I forget how she gets away from him.
She doesn't. He throws her through a wall, and then she gets buried under a bunch of rubble, concrete, steel beams.
Yes. And for some reason, he leaves her.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. But then
his job is to kill her.
Right.
And
maybe he thinks he did.
Oh, bullshit. You know that he could have just easily tossed all that shit off of her real quick and finished the job, made sure.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then
they find her, the potentials, and everybody, the gang finds her and unburies her, and they're like, "Oh shit,
she fucked up."
Xander's like, "This fucking bitch dead," and he gets over and he's just looking at her and he's like, "You got knocked the fuck out," and and then there's Ice Cube. I don't know. So they're all talking. Buffy's like jacked up, and she's like sitting in a chair, like twitching, and one of her eyes is hanging out by the optic nerve, and she's just like, "Meh, meh." But she hears them talking, and they're basically like, "Yo, like, now what?" And everybody's just kind of like, "We're fucked because this thing just fucked Buffy's ass up." And then she comes out and she's like, "No, you're all right. You're all correct. I got fucked up." And then this speech comes, which doesn't really make sense to me, James, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but she gives him this big inspirational speech, and she's just like, it's a huge challenge, and it's bigger than anything that I've ever faced, and I'm more scared than I've ever been in my whole life, but I'm still going to, like, kick some ass. And here's a new plan. We're declaring war on the evil instead of waiting for it to make its move, and I'm going to break my foot off in its ass or some shit. And it's just like, that's not a very rousing speech coming from someone that looks like you do currently. And that's the fucking episode. And they all are kind of looking at her like, I don't, Giles, I hear Bora Bora is very nice this time of the year.
Our music this week, just our original score by Little Bobby Dunks. Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
Would you please partake in everyone's favorite game, Body Count?
Oh, God. I don't remember what. 7.
No, just one. Just Annabelle.
Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Jeremy, could you please
Yes.
do me a favor
Uh-huh.
and
Maybe.
tell me and our lovely audience, on our sliding scale of 1 to 5, how many Uber Vamps do you give this episode?
I'm gonna go 2.5 on this episode. 2.5 Uber vamps on this episode. It's not this episode. I felt like wasn't quite up to snuff with the last two or three.
Mm-hmm.
Um, God, this inconsistency that we kept talking about throughout this episode in particular was very annoying. Um, if I'm being completely honest, it's only getting a 2.5 for two reasons. A, it does move the overall plot forward. And B, we get Giles back. Um, those are really the only pretty much everything else about this episode I did not like, as we brought up during the revisit. So I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but man, were there some annoying shit in this episode. I feel like it could have been a very good episode with in this case, I don't think they were minor changes. I think there would have needed to be a pretty decent overhaul, but I
Right.
feel like it could have been a really good episode, but it just kind of wasn't. Um, but it wasn't horrific. That's why I'm not like, oh, it's a 1 or it's a 2. It's a 2.5. It was close to being on par with the last few episodes, but like I said, some of this inconsistencies and ignoring their own canon and their own lore just fucking drives me crazy. So it's a
Right.
2.5, and that's all I got to say about that. James, tell myself and our lovely audience, on our sliding scale of 1 to 5, how many, oh, I don't know, filthy Principal Woods do you give this episode, and why?
I'm gonna give this episode 2 filthy Principal Woods.
Okay.
It's just I just don't think it's a very good episode.
Yeah.
I think they could have done much better with it. I don't. They keep screwing with their own, their own continuity, their own lore.
Or just ignoring shit outright.
Right. Like I don't. And that honestly, like that would have been a simple fix. Just have someone go in and be like, no, listen, like faith is the current like
Lineage holder.
lineage holder. So Faith has to die in order for this to get passed on.
But
But
this
nobody,
fucking goes on the whole rest of the goddamn season.
right? It's something that they just keep like it keeps being, like. But if Buffy dies, one of us is the Slayer. No, 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 like no.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and it's just it's extremely irritating to me because that's a core part of like the Slayer lore and the Slayer mythology, you know, the Slayer misogyny. No, the Slayer mythology,
Yeah.
and I don't. It's just really irritating to me. It would be like if all of a sudden in season 6 of Highlander they were like, oh, immortals can have children. All of a
Yeah,
sudden,
yeah, yeah,
like,
exactly,
well,
exactly.
I
I feel
just
you. I know where you're coming from, and
so
I agreed with your your principle of the matter and your thoughts on it. But I was like, dude, I think you're wrong. Like, I think you're wrong as far as what they consider it the canon to be. Even though I
right.
agree with you.
Well, and here's the thing too. Like, if that's the case, then at some
Why
point
wasn't there? Yeah,
at some point this season, you need to introduce us to whoever
a new
got
Slayer.
activated when when Buffy died at the end of season 5. Like,
Agreed.
you know,
Yeah.
um, so
Like Giles should have came and showed up with the three potentials and been like, oh, and by the way, this is Kickastria. She was activated when you died. Which time was that, Buffy? The 11th? Okay, the 11th time you
Right.
died, she was activated.
Right.
So we now at least have two Slayers and a crazy one locked up. So,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just not a very good. And aside from that, I don't feel like it's a very good episode in general. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
And
not a big fan of the Uber vamp, as you are, I'm sure, well aware.
yeah, and listen, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this for people right now. Like they deliberately. So I didn't notice it when I watched the first time I watched the show back in the day. So I didn't pick up on it and wasn't aware of it until after the fact that they were trying to do this. Apparently, from the time Giles comes back in this episode
Yeah.
to a couple episodes down the line, they try to lead you to believe that he may be a manifestation of the first, because he apparently doesn't touch anything or anyone.
He does, though. He sits down numerous times. And that's why I
So
was like, that's not even, then they're not even doing a good job of that because he sits
right.
on furniture several times.
So it's nothing. It's not anything I picked up on. The
No,
first
yeah,
time
no, that's
watching
been out
it.
there for, no, I didn't
Right.
either. I didn't either.
Yeah. And which, if that was what they were trying to do, then they should have done a fucking better job of it.
Exactly. And again, I think it's another situation, and if I'm being honest, I think it's another situation that they weren't trying to do that. They thought of this years later and were like, hey,
Mm,
let's tell people that, yeah. And I'm like, oh, really? Then why do you have him sitting on the couch, leaning against a
right.
counter, you
Well,
know,
and I think, and I'm going to bring this into it too. I think some of it on the fans' part, and then why writers would latch onto it later on, is because Giles, he was kind of miswritten in this episode. In that, like,
you have to say that again.
he was, in my opinion, he was miswritten in this episode. Like, he
Oh,
wasn't,
yeah, yeah.
like, he's putting all this pressure. Like, Buffy, you're literally our only hope and our only. When has that ever been Giles?
Yeah, if you fail, we will all die violent, horrible deaths.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
And then
So,
Xander even had to pipe in and be like, no pressure.
right. Um, so yeah, it's not a very good episode overall. So it's a 2 for me.
Yeah.
And as quickly as they're escalating other things, I want them to get to the fucking point with Principal Wood already. Like, I'm tired of
Yeah, that
him lingering in the background and like, ooh, he's mysterious. What's up with him? Like,
but even when it comes out, it's like, well, it's not really all that it what's the term I'm looking, I don't know how to really term it, but it's like it's not that earth shattering. You know what I mean? It's not
right.
like, oh
Sure.
my god, he's Black Panther? It's not,
Right.
it's
Right.
I don't know. So anyway, all right. Well, James, with that all being said, BuffyRevisited.com will give you links to our our email address, which is BuffyRevisited@gmail.com. It will
Also,
it will also link you to our YouTube page where you can watch this very podcast in a video format of your choosing. Okay, sound good? Great.
sounds pretty brilliant.
All right, pretty good, isn't it? So yeah. Anything left you want to say to wrap this up?
Nope, no sir.
All right then. Next week we're going to be jumping into season 7, episode 11, Showtime.
Showtime.
Okay. Until then, thank you for joining us, everyone, and we will see you next week. I've been one of your hosts. I'm Jeremy.
I'm your other host, James.
Ta ta.